Neil, I watched most of the game on Saturday. I think it was one of the more slack performances, shall we say, since you've taken over. Have you seen a good reaction in training this week?
Yeah, which I expect as well. We've had a fantastic start to the season, so that second half performance was very unlike us, and I don't want to see it again. And while I, take a bit of responsibility, the players know that, there's responsibility that lies with them as well. We let the game get away from us, and I think that's the thing that hurts the most. Really, the disappointing thing is, we were in the game at 1-0, but we didn't really get a grip of the game at any time and let the game run away.
Is it more than a case of changing attitudes and application versus changing structure or personnel or tactics for Sunday?
No, it's nothing to do with tactics, and it's it's down to the players and the mentality at times. They've got to manage the game better, and they're still learning. We've been out of this division for 3 years, so we got off to a great start. We had no divine right to think that we had to turn up against Hamilton, and to be honest with you, I didn't see any evidence of that. But we got a very good lesson, and one that hopefully will stand us in good stead going forward.
Going forward, in terms of yourself, Neil, there have been some reports from our print colleagues that you're in talks to potentially sign a new contract here at Hibs. Is that true?
Yes.
Where are talks at the moment?
Well, almost concluded. So I'm hoping that we can get things announced over the next 24 hours or 48 hours, hopefully. And I'm delighted.
As reported, will it be 2020?
Not too sure on that just yet, but we'll come out with all the details when the time's right. But I'm very, very happy here. I work with very good people, and I'm really pleased with the players that we have, and the reaction from the supporters has been fantastic. I couldn't have asked for any more, and I don't see any reason why I shouldn't continue on here. I have objectives that I want to try and achieve with the club, and we're still a long way in the process of doing that. But it's been fantastic for me personally.
I know that you're very ambitious, Neil, as a manager. You have your own personal ambitions, which everyone has, but the fact that you're keen to extend your commitment here, that must be a reflection of how you feel the board is going in the direction they want to take the club in.
Yeah, it was a very pressurised year last year. I think this is a big club and a big city club, and I think there's evidence of that already this season with the gates that we're having at home. That appeals to me. I also have a good group of players who have been tremendous for me in everything I've asked them to do over the time here, with 13 or 14 months. And I have a very good relationship with the board, and Leanne in particular, and one that I want to continue. Now, it's not always going to be plain sailing. There are a lot of bumps along the way, but in terms of what I get in terms of satisfaction out of the job and enjoyment, and the excitement that I still get from it, it's all there for me.
We see with managers and players that there's always going to be this trend where if you do well, you catch the eye, you'll be lured down south. I know that you've had a chance of managing in English football before, but is this an example perhaps that the grass isn't always greener with you extending your commitment here?
Well, I have no ambitions really short term, certainly, to look elsewhere. I am fully devoted, if you want to call it, or in a thought process of what I want to do here. I have no distractions. I have no need for any distractions, and I wouldn't really entertain them at the minute either. This club has given me an opportunity to be successful again, and I think I owe it back to the club to give it everything I've got for the length of time that I'm here now. However length of time that is, I don't know, because in management it's a very precarious position. But in terms of job satisfaction and enjoyment out of what I've got, it's as good as anything that I've had.
I don't want to harp on too much about last week's result, because
no, of course,
maybe just a blip. However, is it a mark of how far you've come, the fact that a lot of people would have looked at that result at 10-5 on Saturday and thought of it as a big shock?
Possibly, yeah.
Hamilton have been in the Premier League for several years.
Yeah, and every right to be so. And we talked about it before the game, and maybe there was a little bit of apathy around the stadium before the game. I thought this is a request, not a criticism. I want more noise in the stadium. We have a singing section that do a lot on their own. I just want the place reverberating, because we have waited a long time to be back here. And the atmosphere on the opening day against Partick Thistle was tremendous. And then we experienced a fantastic atmosphere at Ibrox, where the decibel level was incredible. And yes, we are a lot smaller than Ibrox, but we can create an atmosphere that the players can respond to, and that's what I want to bring, you know. And I just like the fans to bring more noise because they're so passionate for the club. Now, the players have to do better. There's no question that the second half performance, from our point of view, and they know that, was unacceptable. So I'm looking for a real positive reaction come Sunday.
How much are you looking forward to coming up against Neil McCann again? Did you have much crossover when he was at Rangers and you were at Celtic as players?
Yeah, I played in a few Celtic Rangers games against Neil. He was a class player, you know, really good player. Had a really stellar career, and you know, he's had a good time of it in the media as well, where he's very respected as a pundit, and now he's taken the plunge into the deep end, and he's worked with Jim Jeffries as assistant at Dunfermline for a while, so he's cut his teeth. And yeah, I mean, I wish him well, and obviously not on Sunday, but he's good for the game now.
He'll be finding it tough already though. I mean, I know it's so early in the season, but we've yet to get a point from 3 games. A bit of pressure on them this weekend. They're at home, it's live on the telly. You know, it could be a tough business, the management game.
It is tough, you know, there's no question of it, it's tough. And look, I've been doing it for, you know, the last 7 or 8 years now. It doesn't get any easier. But yeah, and you learn from your experiences, and he's only just cutting his teeth. And once he gets that first result or points on the board, then you can build from that. I'm hoping it's not at our expense, obviously. We have our own aspirations for the game on Sunday, and we want to go into the break, the international break, with a positive performance and result.
Can I just ask you, Neil, briefly about your thoughts on yesterday's Champions League draw from a Celtic point of view?
I think it's fantastic. I think it's fantastic. You're looking at another at least three great nights at Celtic Park, and the cream of Europe coming to play there, and that's what the qualification and the pressure and the tension and the hard work and the sacrifice of getting into the Champions League is all about. They've been rewarded with a really, obviously, a difficult group, but one that's not insurmountable for them either.
I guess the game everyone's thinking about already, or the 2 games that everyone's thinking about, are those ties against Anderlecht with regards to where Celtic can finish in the group. I think you came up against Anderlecht during your playing career at Celtic Park. Do you have any particular memories of those matches?
Yeah, funnily enough, they're in the same group as that year was Lyon. I made Bayern Munich and Anderlecht, and we lost over there. We played poorly, lost 1-0, and we should have made more of that game because we were a man up in the second half. But we played brilliantly at Celtic Park and beat them 3-1. And I think we were 3-0 up at half time. We played with great intensity. And we really, you know, we were 10 minutes away from qualifying for the last 16, and a decision in Lyon went against us. So it's not insurmountable for Celtic, you know. These teams are still, you know, not in full flow, you know, and I certainly think they can overcome Anderlecht over the 2 legs and maybe get something at home against the bigger clubs.
I think this is your last weekly briefing before the transfer window shuts. I know you're in business again last week, brought a loanee in who played at the weekend. Do you expect to be busy on next Thursday night? I
wouldn't have thought so. You know, I'm really happy with the business that we've done, so I would doubt very much that there'll be any comings or goings between now and next Thursday.
Can I just ask how you feel about the transfer window? There's been some suggestions that people would like to see it shut before the season starts. What do you make of it? Do you think it's good for the game? Do you think it's good that people are so interested in it? It's exciting for supporters. Is it exciting for yourself as a manager? It's
difficult for a manager, you know, because you sort of want to do your business early, and that can be difficult. And then the last week of the window, it's frenetic, you know, with players wanting to leave, players wanting to get out because they think that their time might be up at another club. Then agents, you know, stepping in and maybe helping you with a deal or hindering you with a deal. It is what it is, so you know the rules as soon as you're back in, and you make the most of it. I understand why people want the window shut before the season starts, but we're only talking maybe 3 or 4 games into the season and then it's shut anyway.
Has it been particularly productive for you in the past, on the deadline day itself?
Productive.
Do you think of any big deals that you managed to go over the line at the last minute?
Productive and unproductive, you know. Lee Griffiths, you know, signed him in the January window. But then on the flip side of that, we lost Wanyama, Hooper and Calvin Wilson in one window in 2013-14 season. So that was difficult. So there are pros and cons for it, you know, and we can't expect to complain about it when we know what the rules are and set in place. So you have to make plans before it all kicks off, really, and do your best within that. But sometimes the little bonus ball comes up right at the death, and you think, oh, that's interesting, you know, and maybe you pursue that. Or there are other avenues where they're prolonged. You know, we've had a couple of them in the window. They've gone on and on and on. In the end, we haven't got the deal done, and that's a course of frustration. But that can happen at any time.
Fitness, Martin Boyle, how's he?
He was out. He didn't train today. He was out doing some fitness work, and he's come through that okay. But we'll have to assess how he is tomorrow. Bartley's back into training. Barker had a little issue with a tight hamstring, but he trained today. So we're hoping Martin, you know, will come through and then we'll have a full complement.